What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons what I really hate and dislike about this human experience. I know I make these videos a lot, but I feel like it needs to be addressed because I feel like the thing spirit or God has kind of put me through, or the things I'm experiencing, I feel like it's very spiritual, and I feel like it needs to be talked about. So let's get to it. So if you guys don't believe in like soulmate connections, twin flame connections, then this video is not for you. But if you can still watch it if you want, but because you guys probably aren't gonna believe what I'm saying and shit like that, it is what it is. So currently I am experiencing a very spiritual like connection. I'm getting a lot of synchronicities, and I'm getting a lot of like clues and fucking hints, and my intuition is telling me, and I've watched a lot of videos about my spiritual connection with someone, and it's confirmation that I'm experiencing a fucking twin flame or a fucking intense soulmate connection. So I'm trying to research, I'm trying to study like what the fuck it means, like what's the meaning of it, and like why you have a twin flame in this lifetime, or like why you're even experiencing it. It's nothing special or anything. It's not like if you have a twin flame in this lifetime, it's not like, oh, you're special or you're chosen. It's not that. It's again, it's like everyone's life. You're meant to learn spiritual lessons and bullshit like that. But I feel like the more I'm diving deep into it, the more I can kind of see the bullshit of this human experience. Because like the purpose of these twin flame connections is to heal trauma and to be back to yourself, to come back to source. But the problem I have with, and even other twin flames channels that I fuck with, they kind of like dig, but the things they're saying, it kind of makes how I view life valid. Because they talk about how like you're pretty much meant to, they talk about situations where like you're meant to go through abuse and fucked up situations just so you can heal it and break certain patterns and generational curses, and just so you can go back to source and spread love and awareness. This is some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it just sucks how like God or the universe, or before you even born into a fucking human experience, you're going to be subjected to a lot of fucking pain, abuse, and hurt. This is why if you see a lot of people, they have a lot of codependency. A lot of people, they're stuck in like alcohol, drugs, sex. It could be like relationships. It could be anything that deals with addiction. And why is that? It's because of this 3D realm. This fucking 3D realm is fucking hell. Because as human beings, a lot of people, we have a disconnect from source. People like to call it God, love, or just some type of higher realm. This is why like people call it heaven. In these higher realms, like the 5D and the 4D, they call it like a heaven realm. But in the 3D realm, most people, especially in the spiritual community, they call it hell. I can see why, because as a human being, you're naturally disconnected from source. At least in this fucking, well, if you look at human history, there's always been wars and battles, and so there's always a fucking disconnect with source, right? So it makes sense that there are certain people that part of their life mission is to experience, I could be wrong, but maybe like the reason why a lot of like twin flames or like other people, because I think we all experience it to a certain extent, where we're subjected to a lot of like abandonment, rejection. There's all these types of fucked up trauma just so we could, and we're purposely meant to experience those things just so we can heal from it, you know. And I have a huge problem with that, because that shit rubs me off the wrong way. Because it's like, looking back at my life experiences, like I had no control over that, and it's not coincidence. If you think life is a coincidence and your situation is a coincidence, then there's something fucking wrong with you. I'm not saying God or the universe is against you per se, but what I'm saying is that without a doubt, like, we don't have control of our lives as we think we do. Yes, we have free will to a certain extent. Yes, we could like maneuver and do whatever the fuck we want, whenever we want. Yes, we can make choices as adults. But I'm telling you, just from my own, I'm not saying I'm right, but it's from my own perspective. The people we're around with, the environments we're in, the fucking family we're subjected to, our money situation, and just all the bullshit we're thrown into, I feel like we don't have control over that, because life, it happens at a fucking order. It happens at like a pre-planned fucking order. Like, you have to experience certain things just so you fucking spirit, so you can experience this shit, even if it means being abandoned, not feeling loved. This is why you see people like they don't have a family. Like some people, they're like scapegoats or black sheep, so they get abused by their family. And have you seen a pattern? A lot of people who get abused or they get mistreated by their family, usually these same people, they always end up having a lot of spiritual experiences, whether it be dealing with like narcissistic people, spiritual warfare. These same people meet like this very spiritual like connections, or they have so much spiritual information, or like they're healers or empaths, or like they do fucking tarot reading. It's like there's always a fucking pattern with people like that. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with, so what's the point of this human experience if you're meant to experience pain and bullshit, which is a guarantee? You experience that shit, and then God expects you to fucking experience all this shit and to overcome it by you being subjected to a lot more painful relationships and life situations, just so you can be aware of it, so you can heal that trauma. And people deal with this shit their whole fucking life. A lot of people experience this shit, but in different ways. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is the point of this human experience then? Like, it's a waste of time. I'm not suicidal. I'm not saying be suicidal or anything, but I'm just saying, like, what the fuck's the point? What, to experience certain shit? Like, come on, man, that shit pissed me the fuck off, man. Because it's like, what the fuck? So we experience, so prior to reincarnating, we experience all this dumbass shit, right? All this bullshit ass fucking abuse, all the drama, all the annoyance, and all the irritating, this bullshit, man. We experience all that shit purposely. And then God throws all these types of fucking trauma bonds, these narcissistic relationships, parasitic relationships. We're subjected to all this bullshit just so we can heal generational curses, all this dumbass shit, this, the collective's trauma, our trauma from fucking past lives, because apparently God didn't do shit in the past lives to help us heal. So it's like, we gotta heal all that shit, and then we keep experiencing these fucking trauma bonds and these spiritual connections, and then we overcome it, and then we experience more abuse, and then we got to heal more. So like, what the fuck's the point, man? It's like, it's a constant fucking cycle. And this shit really pissed me the fuck off, because like, there are times where I look back in my life where I had no control over it, and it was, all that shit was subjected to like family abuse, narcissism, abandonment, rejection. All that's out of my fucking control. Even the people I'm around with, I'm not around like-minded people, or the places I'm subjected to, and all this stupid ass shit, man. And currently, since 2017 up until now, I keep experiencing these twin flame like connections, so where like I can't get these people off my fucking mind. Like this one connection, this one twin flame I'm experiencing right now, either a twin flame or a very spiritual connection. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I can't get this person off my fucking mind. It's like, no matter how, like, and I'm not dumb like most people. Like, I do my research, I study. So there are times where I try to like surrender, I try to like release, I try to like keep busy. I'm trying to do the healing work. I'm doing a lot, like, there's a lot of crying, a lot of grieving, a lot of releasing anger, pits of emotions. But I'm just like, why is this person still in my fucking mind? And there's times where like I'm working, I'm trying to work on my career, my job, and like I can't focus because this fucking person's on my mind. There are times where I feel this person's energy, and then my chakra systems will overstimulate. Where like I feel a lot of sexual energy. It's like I have a lot of like rapid heartbeats. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And I've experienced the same shit back in 2017. So this is why I made a past video, signs you're experiencing a fucking soul contract, because I'm not attracted to these people. I'm not attracted to the person. It's the fucking energy. And it's interesting because I mentioned that in one of my past videos, and then this person that talks about twin flames on her channel, she mentioned that like twin flames is like, you kind of don't have control over it. It's like because there's a certain energy that's controlling these two people. I'm gonna send the video on the link, but it was kind of deep what she mentioned, that like with twin flame connections, is like it's a fucking energy, so you don't have kind of control. You don't have free will. She mentioned something like that, where like you kind of don't have free will over it. It's like that situation, that connection is out of your control, because there's a certain energy from a higher realm that's kind of controlling you and that other fucking person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So all the bullshit, all the headaches, all the heartaches, all the grieving, all the emotional turmoil, all the annoyances, and lack of focus in my fucking work, all that frustration, all that shit was meant to happen. I'm like, bro, I gotta, even if I were to get the prize or whatever the fuck spirit wants me to experience in this bullshit ass 3D human experiences, all this dumbass shit, all this stupid ass bullshit, it's like, once I fully heal and feel blissful and shit like that, because I have experienced feeling situations of like feeling blissful, and I'm on cloud 9, and I guess it's higher consciousness. I have experienced some parts of it while I was with my twin flame and these other past spiritual connections. I've experienced parts of it, very blissful, but is it worth it? In my opinion, it's not worth it just to go through all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, dude. So it's like, I feel like, are we healing the collective's trauma? But are we also healing our family's generational traumas? So like, bro, like, what the fuck, man? Like, this shit, it doesn't stop. it's just annoying, dude. This shit's pissing me off, dude. It's like, come on, dude. Like, you don't have control over this shit. It's like, in this 3D realm, you need control, because this 3D, it deals with logic. It deals with the masculine. The spiritual is the feminine. But with the human experience, is like, it fucks everything up. It's a huge imbalance. Because there are times in my life where, like, I feel like, man, I'm experiencing all these spiritual connections. You got time speeding up. You got the days going by a lot faster. And I don't even have a family. I'm fucking single. And I'm experiencing all this turmoil and all this bullshit because I'm having a lot of spiritual experiences in this lifetime. So I'm like, bro, there are times where I'm thinking to myself, should I quit? Should I just quit my job? Should I quit everything? Because, like, what the fuck's the point when I'm trying to navigate through life when I keep experiencing these bullshit-ass spiritual connections and these fucking trauma bonds, dude? Like, come on, dude. Like, I feel like I'm putting more work. I'm more self-aware, and I've done the healing work than the average person. So why isn't the other person who isn't doing the healing work as me, why aren't they experiencing that shit? So it's like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying? And if you guys watch this, you guys are probably saying, oh, maybe you have a lot of trauma and unresolved issues from your childhood or from your upbringing. That may be the case, but just the fact that I was subjected to that, and I've been trying to heal this shit since 2017 and up until now, but it's still an issue. But just the fact that I was subjected to these types of family members, and it's not just a coincidence. No, it was spiritual, because it's narcissism. Narcissism is spiritual warfare. So there's demonic entities at play. So if I did my research and breaking generational curses, family trauma is a thing, these same people would say that shit. Most of these people, they end up having twin flame and soulmate like connections. Then does that mean that, is there a correlation between their spiritual mission and breaking generational curses? So does that technically mean that they're kind of meant to experience being subjected to that abuse, and it's being subjected to the generational curses? You get what I'm saying? It's like people, they don't think. So it's like what I'm trying to say is this, like I feel I feel like, but I know, like, the shit we're experiencing, it was pre-planned or pre-orchestrated. And that shit does, like, it kind of disturbs me in a way, because it's like, man, like, did God purposely put us through this shit just so we can heal? But even then, it's like, it's not even worth it. It's like, that shit, like, for some people, they're okay with that, but for me, it rubs me off the wrong way, because it pisses me off the fact that I was subjected to that shit. Just the fact that the creator of the universe, they purposely put me through that shit, and that's a fucking problem that needs to stop. Damn, man. It's like God expects us to fucking, like, to do the right thing, but if we're constantly subjected to a lot of abuse and fucking generational curses, like, when there's a fucking limit, but yet God expects us to keep fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? It's just fuck, man. Like, there's no, like, god damn, dude. This shit pissed me off, man. There's all these burdens. And of course, no one's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about, because it's spiritual. Not too many people experience spiritual situations, man. It's just fucking annoying. And I feel like I deserve to be around a lot of, like, like-minded people and loving romantic partners. I feel like I deserve that shit. I put in the work, but for some reason, the shit I really want in life is very restricted. I'm under, like, I'm like in a Saturn restriction, it seems. It was interesting. I saw something on Twitter, and the spiritual lady, she mentioned, she tweeted on the Twitter that that I forgot the words, but she said, like, at times, what's the words, man? Basically, she mentioned that, like, if you're a very loving person, if you have a good heart and you keep showing it to the world, she said just to keep doing that, because especially if you're having a restriction of you not meeting like-minded people or like romantic partners, she mentioned it's something kind of like a Saturn restriction. And she said that the more you endure it, eventually Saturn is gonna reward you, because Saturn rewards persistence and determination and persistence and determination and resilience. Saturn rewards that type of shit. So it makes sense that if I'm blocked when it comes to romantic relationships and like-minded people, if I'm blocked with that my whole life, I was restricted from that. But the more I keep on persisting and not giving up, then she also mentioned, like, Saturn is gonna reward you. So once you finally have that breakthrough, then that's when you'll get the rewards from all this shit life has been restricting you. And that shit was kind of deep because it made me realize that maybe all this shit I'm experiencing, maybe I wasn't going crazy. Maybe I was right. Maybe God did control that shit. God prevented me from meeting like-minded people and being around romantic partners no matter where I go, how many times I try to change my career situation, no matter how many times I try to fight my life just to get away from my family's household and all this bullshit, man. It's like I always, whenever I level up, I always fight new devils and new obstacles and bullshit that's unnecessary. But God wants me to experience that shit just for the fuck of it, just for the experience of it. Yes, it's making me more wiser and stronger as an individual, but at the same time, this shit's not easy. This shit's fucking painful. A lot of crying, a lot of grieving. It's just, this shit's not easy. It's nasty work. Especially when it deals with being spiritually connected towards like a person or people, because these people, they're not doing the fucking work. It's like they'll find ways to trigger you, and it's like, this shit's annoying, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? There's a lot of dumb shit going on, dude. Because I am a human. Like, I do get fed up. You know, I do get fucking fed up. You know, a human being can only take so much. It's like God doesn't see that. And when I say God, if you're watching this video, if you don't believe in God, I'm not. Just take it how it resonates. You refer to it as a universe, as spirit, your higher self, or an energy, or just fucking something. You know, like, god damn, dude. Like, am I going to get a fucking reward after this? Am I going to get some benefits or fucking blessings my way? Because I fucking deserve it, man. All the bullshit I've been through, the shit I haven't even talked about, all this bullshit, man. Fuck. And most of it, I don't even deserve to experience those things, but I was subjected to that. But yet God expects me not to kill people or to harm people or to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, all this dumbass shit, dude. Fuck, man. This stupid ass shit. But yeah, but what makes these fucking twin flame connections so fucking hard and frustrating is that, like, no matter how much healing work you do, no matter how much crying, grieving, purging all these emotions out, like, you still can't get this motherfucking person off your mind. And there's always the same thing. These same fucking people. They're emotionally closed off. They don't fucking express themselves. And they're all stuck in the same bullshit. And with twin flames life stories, there's always a divine feminine and a divine masculine. Divine feminine doesn't have to mean like you're a female. It's an energy. You could be a man and you could like women, but you can have feminine energy. Same thing with a woman. A woman, you could like men, but with the women, you can have masculine energy. I feel like in this lifetime, I'm more the feminine energy. And the people I'm connected to, like women, they have masculine energy. So, and they talked about how, like, with twin flames, usually the divine feminines, they're more spiritually aware, and that means they're pretty much they're forced to do a lot of work, a lot of shadow work and shit like that. They're usually the ones more spiritually aware, and they're aware of the connection. While the divine masculines, they're always fucking closed off. They don't express themselves. They don't put in the work. They're lazy and they're dumb as shit, and they always find distractions. And that crazy how accurate it is, because that shit always plays out in my life. Or all these connections, these women, they're like more like, they have more masculine energy. It's hard to explain, but they're not spiritual. They're not spiritually aware. They're emotionally unavailable, and like they don't do shit. Like, it's just, this shit's fucking annoying, dude. And I'm spiritually connected to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get these people off my mind. I feel that energetic cord. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this shit, like, life is like, because I'm aware what the fuck is going on, but how it plays out in this earth, in this fucking 3D realm, is like, they don't, like, it's like I'm living a fucking video game. You know, this shit's frustrating. And you guys watching this, you guys probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because you guys haven't experienced what I've experienced, and you guys don't know about shit pretty much. So it's hard to kind of like relate to people like this. But a lot of people don't talk about what the fuck I'm talking about. They don't talk about the frustrations, or they don't talk about the issues with these twin flame connections and what the fuck is going on in this human experience. People, they don't fucking talk about that. I don't know, because if they're scared, or like they can't explain, they can't find the right wording, or like, I don't know what the fuck it is, man. And I feel like people who naturally have a lot of spiritual information and spiritual experiences, I feel like if they're not sharing it through YouTube or through online or through social media, I feel like these people deserve to get a lot of karma and punishment for that. Because there's a lot of people who are experiencing spiritual experiences and they need answers, and then they get lost if they can't find the right information. So I feel like these people, like these tarot readers and these people who make spiritual content, if they're not talking about their life experiences, they're not talking about twin flame connections and this shit they're going through YouTube so they can help or even give people information, I feel like these people deserve to get a lot of karma because God gave them a lot of gifts and talents for them to share. But if they're not doing that, then I feel like that shit either needs to get taken away from them or they need to get punished for that, for not helping the fucking collective. You know what I'm saying? This is why it kind of pissed me off, because it's like, I'm not saying I'm right. I could be dead fucking wrong, but the shit I'm talking about is what the fuck I'm talking about and based on what the fuck I'm experiencing. But why, how come not too many people are talking about this shit, you know? Or maybe they are, I'm just not seeing things properly. I don't know, but this shit's fucking annoying, dude. A lot of people like to talk about the love and light twin flame connections, but they don't talk about like how fucking annoying and frustrating it is. How fucking how agitating this shit is. This shit, because there's a huge fucking problem with these connections, man. A huge fucking problem, but not too many people talk about this shit. Same thing with time speeding up. Only select few people. The only people who are talking about time speeding up is Chauncey One and Mooney Mercury Baby. These are the only two people who talks about time speeding up. But I got other spiritual people. They don't talk about time speeding up. Like, come on, dude. Like, use your fucking spiritual gifts and fucking help out the collective. Or either that, then you're just fucking useless. Like, how do you have all these spiritual gifts and talents in your fucking brain, but you're too pussified to fucking share that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you that weak? Come on, man. Like, it's not like you're talking to like people in person. You're talking behind a fucking camera. You could talk to it. You could talk however you want behind a fucking camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Are y'all camera shy? Like, come on, man. I'm like, damn. But this shit's annoying though, because there's a lot of synchronicities and like it's hard to detach because it's that Cody because I personally, my opinion, I feel like the reason why it's hard for like twin flames to, specifically the divine feminines, because all the feminine energy, all these people, like, they're the ones that are always stuck on a twin flame. I feel like the reason why there's so much codependency on their part is because while they're doing the healing work, because it's a trauma bond pretty much, they're trying to break generational curses. So they're probably intaking their family's bullshit ass fucking trauma that God didn't allow them to heal on themselves. So God got to use people like me and other fucking people individually to heal families, their own family's fucking trauma and shit. You know, they got to go through lifelong of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why the divine feminines, they get stuck on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because every fucking twin flame connection relationship is always the same fucking story. There's always a fucking runner and chaser. There's always an imbalance of energy. There's always codependency and narcissism and distraction. It's always that shit. These cycles always play out, you know. So all this shit was clearly pre fucking planned, and like you can't get this person off your mind. You feeling all these energies and shit. So what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, goddamn, man, shit. It's fucking stupid. I don't know, man. Like, maybe I just really hate this human. Like, I don't hate this human. Me, I love life. I love exploring life. I love going out. But I feel like there's just too many restrictions. There's too much, like, spiritual. I'm experiencing a lot of spiritual shit, or just a lot of these fucking restrictions and healing and just healing trauma, all this other stupid ass shit. And this shit, like, it pisses me off sometimes. Like, this shit really does piss me off. There's just so much blockages and restrictions. Like, we really don't have free will in here. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it. Man, fuck, dude. This shit's annoying too. Especially because I know these people aren't good for me. But it's the fucking energy. It's the fucking energy, man. It's the fucking energy. How do I know this? I mentioned in my previous videos. Because these same people I was stuck with back in these previous connections, I also had a spiritual connection with. Since the energy is gone after the fucking soul contract and these karmic lessons, after the energy is gone, I'm not obsessed, or I'm not drawn to these people once that energy left. And since that energy is a fucking transfer, so that energy transferred to a new person that I'm dealing with, and it's a trauma bond. I know this person's not good for me. All the traits this person have is not good for me. I don't want this person, but it's the energy, so I can't get this person on my mind. I'm feeling this person's energy. It's just like, we're always in, like, there's always a synchronicity playing out. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? Mark my words. Give me 1 or 2 or 5 years from now, I'm not going to be drawn to that fucking person that I'm struggling with to break free from. give me 5 years from now, that shit's not gonna cross my fucking mind. You know, I know how these connections play out. It's not the person, it's the fucking energy. Why is it the energies? There's a lot of reasons. So God can fucking make you learn lessons so you can fucking heal. You're more than likely it's not your trauma, but it's other trauma from what people cause you based on what you're subjected to. So if you're subjected to a lot of retarded narcissistic family members, they're gonna make you endure a lot of trauma and a lot of like unconscious beliefs about yourself that's preventing you from attracting shit to your life, because the human body is so fucking weak. So you need to go through a lifelong of fucking healing and other twin flame and soulmate connections just so you can fucking heal from that shit. But even then, that's still not a guarantee, because just like what Chauncey once said on his video, you could take the right steps, you could do the right thing, but if spirit or your higher self or a spiritual energy, they could dictate how long you want to be stuck at a certain energy. You could do the right thing based on your fucking karma or experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at this point, it's like, do we really have free will, or is our life really not, you know? So it's like, what the fuck is going on, man? And the reason why I want to make this video is because, like I said, because I'm just fed up with experiencing the fucking twin flame connection where like, I can't get this person off my mind. I'm feeling all these energies and shit, and this shit's pissing me off, man. And what more so pissed me off is that these people, they act the same. They're all the fucking same. Like, they have the same traits. They do the same shit. It's like different. I'm meeting the same people in different bodies. So it's a fucking trauma bond. Like, I'm aware of it, but it's hard to break free because of the fucking energy. Oh, man, dude. But, that's all I gotta say, and have a good one. Peace.